Good, and turn. And crossover. Finish.
Well, hi everyone, and welcome to
Southern
Sassy. Wow, boy, we're a little slow today. We're a little Southern slow.
You can tell we're trying to pull out of quarantine.
Exactly. Well, you know, we've got a great show planned today, right?
Yep. We're going to talk about what we would be, what we want to be when we grow up.
Yeah, right. Okay. So, hey, you stay with us, and we'll be back with you. And I want to find out. I haven't talked to Jay Marie. I don't know what she's going to be.
I haven't seen you in a while. So.
Yeah. So it's going to be fun. So stay with us, and we'll be back here on Southern
Sassy. Hey, welcome back to Southern
Sassy.
And we're going to talk about what we want to be when we grow up, or what did we want to be when we grew up.
You know, I think everyone has an idea of when they're, you know, growing up of what they'd like to do, don't you think?
Well, yeah, and I think it changes as you get older. Like
Right.
you may start out wanting to be a firefighter or a policeman, or I started out, I wanted to be a disc jockey or a Playboy bunny.
A Playboy bunny.
I know.
You can, well,
I was
okay,
little, I know.
Yeah, okay.
But a disc jockey, I thought that was neat because they got to
That
play all
was.
the music. And what did you want to be when you were little?
I wanted to be a waitress at the Waffle House.
Oh, that had been such a cool job.
Actually, I just, you know, I'm just kind of teasing about that. But you know, it's always amazing to me how they can remember all those dishes and just without writing anything
Well, they got
down.
secret code and stuff.
They do.
Yeah, it's really cool. We watched them one time. You have to sit at the counter. Yeah.
Oh. Anyway, so
Growing up,
so
everybody wants to be something.
I wanted to be an entertainer.
Oh,
Yeah.
like a singer dancer.
Yes, not a dancer, but a singer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what was your dream job? Was that like your dream job, like a singer? No.
No, well, my first dream was to maybe be an entertainer and a singer, but then it changed, as you mentioned. Then I wanted to be an airline attendant.
Ooh.
Yeah, I thought that would be the best job.
I could see you would be really good at that.
I would love
You should do that.
that.
A friend of mine's mom went back. After she graduated her last child from college, she went back and she's a flight attendant now.
Really?
With a major airline. Well,
Well,
was.
Well, I sent in the information. I don't remember what happened, but I do remember back then they had, like, you had to be a certain height, and I think mine was because I couldn't reach the
Overhead bins.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's what it was.
Yeah, I think you'd have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I
you
think
used to have to be a certain height, but.
I passed all the other, but the height part.
Well, do you have like a dream job now? Like if you weren't doing what you're doing now, do you have like a dream job?
Now?
Yeah. Like if somebody walked in and waved a magic wand, is there something you wanted to do?
No, I don't know.
Really?
I mean, my dream job is I'm living it. I love what I do.
Oh,
yeah,
well, I do
seriously.
too. But if somebody from ESPN walks in and said, "Ding, you get to come, watch football and call football games,"
Oh yeah,
my butt would be all over that.
Yeah,
Now,
I
come
don't
on.
know.
If American Idol walked in and said, "Hey, Judy, come be on our show," you'd be all over that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I really
Okay,
would. Yeah.
see?
But I never really thought about that, to be honest
I'm
with
just
you.
saying, think out, it's like, why not, You
Yeah.
still have a dream job.
Yeah.
We're not grown up yet. We
Well,
still get the dream.
you know what I think would be fun though too?
What?
A motivational speaker. I could see that.
I would be terrible at that. You would be good at that.
I think that would be a lot of
I don't think I'd
fun.
be very good at that.
Yeah.
I like to listen to them, but I don't think I could do that.
Well, I just think that it's a way of helping people. Like, I mean, I'm all into the a lot of the things that people. Well, I brought it over here. I'll have to show it to you later. But motivation and how to stay motivated, and one of the I know this is off the subject. I'm sorry, but one of the books that I have read and I love to read is Loving Mondays.
Okay.
And so I guess if I could just do something else, I think I'd probably like to do that. But I also enjoy doing Southern Sassy because that's one of my fun jobs. Don't you?
Oh yeah.
I mean, did you ever think you'd be doing Southern Sassy?
No.
I didn't either. I mean,
No.
I don't even know, how that came into existence now because we're in our 4th season now.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
That's wild.
Yeah. But go back to your jobs. I'm sorry, I
Well,
didn't mean
no.
to take over your show.
No.
Seriously.
No, I was just talking about dream jobs, but then you had like the reality jobs. I mean, what was the reality? Like Christmas break, summer, spring break. I'd have to work when I'd go home. From
What did
school
you
and
do?
stuff.
What did you do?
Oh gosh, let's see. I was a lifeguard in the summers. I was camp counselor at a horse camp.
Oh.
What else did I do in the summer? Oh, worked in tobacco.
You worked in tobacco?
Yeah,
Did
they
you
grew
pick tobacco?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was a stringer.
Really?
Yeah.
How old were you then?
12, 13 maybe, something like that.
Did you smoke it?
No, I did not smoke
Did you ever try? Did you ever want to smoke it?
No. Both my parents smoked, so I was over that real early.
Yeah.
We lived in the mountains, Blue Ridge Mountains, and we'd have to ride around the mountains with the windows up in the winter, and both parents would smoke. So when you're going around
I
the
wouldn't
corner
like
in the mountain and you got all this
that.
cigarette smoke, you don't grow up really wanting to smoke. So no, I didn't smoke it.
Yeah. Did you ever pick cotton?
No, not as a job.
I picked cotton one
Did
time.
you
One
as a
time.
job?
Just one time, yeah. It's because some people that I knew had these big cotton fields, and so one weekend they were like, "Hey, you want to come learn how to pick cotton?" So I found out quite soon I didn't like to pick cotton. It was
Yeah.
hot out there.
Yeah, it didn't take much of working in tobacco to make me want to go to college. I'm like, okay, that'll work.
Yeah.
It was hot, it
Yeah.
was sticky, and
Yeah.
I mean, and we'd cut vegetables in the garden, but it wasn't like an all day thing. So
Did you ever have a lemonade stand? That was kind of work. I did that.
I think I tried, but where we lived, nobody ever really came by.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because we were kind of in like a little neighborhood, kind of at the back of it. So yeah, I wasn't successful. Did you?
Yes, I did have a lemonade stand.
I think we did Kool-Aid and lemonade.
Yeah. Did you ever clean house for? Well,
Oh no.
you didn't clean house.
No, I'd run away from that as far as I'd rather work outside than clean the house.
Oh, see,
Now,
I
I'd
enjoy
milk a
that.
stall. I'd clean a horse stall, but I don't like cleaning the house.
Really?
Now, I wrapped presents one Christmas.
That's a
Yeah.
good job.
Yeah.
I washed cars.
Ooh, that's a tough job.
Yeah, but it was fun. You're in the
Really?
water. Yeah.
Oh, that'd get old though.
Well, some of these chores, you think about around home that you would do chores. I mean, they weren't actually outside jobs.
Oh, I
you
mean
would get
jobs
up-
you got paid for, like
Well,
summer
I mean, I
jobs you
got
got paid for.
allowance.
Oh,
You're
no,
talking about
this
on
was-
payroll.
Yeah, I'm talking about job. Well, the working in tobacco thing wasn't really payroll back then. It was more like
Jobs,
cash money,
babysitting. I guess that was one of my first
Oh
ones.
no, I never did that.
You didn't like that?
No, I never did that. I was
Really?
I was too busy. I had too much else going on, athletics and stuff after school and piano. And
Well, when
I
did
could
you
never do
work?
that.
When did you do these jobs?
Like in the summer.
In summer jobs.
And
You
over
did summer
Christmas
jobs.
break, yeah, summer
Oh,
jobs. Yeah,
okay,
I
yeah.
couldn't work much during school. Mm-mm.
No.
Although
I
when
wanted to
did teach-
babysit. You can babysit like a
yeah,
weekend.
I just no.
You don't like housework. You don't like babysitting. Gosh. Whoa. Okay. Well, what we learn in these shows.
Well, don't call me. But
You
now, if
heard
you need
it.
a stall cleaned out, I'll muck a stall and brush your horse.
Oh, my
and
goodness,
Take
wow.
care of your animals.
Yeah.
I like to paint.
I'm looking forward to you having those grandchildren one day.
That's different.
Yeah.
I hear that is the job to have as a grandparent.
Yeah, that'd
I'm
be
kind of
different.
looking forward to
Yeah,
that. That might
that'd
be
be
kind of cool.
All right. So, hey, we need to take a break, I guess. So,
All right. Sounds like a plan. We'll be back in just a minute.
all right. Stay with us.
Okay, we're back. We were talking about our jobs growing up and our dream jobs. What was your favorite job of all the jobs, whether you got paid or not? What was your favorite job to do?
I was a meeting planner,
A meeting planner. What do they do?
which was like I worked for this trade association, right? And
What is
my
that?
job was to go out and help take groups to different functions.
Okay.
And so I would,
Like a tour guide?
sort of, but I mean, I worked for the association, so we would put on meetings and put on conferences and all that. So I got to fly to wherever it was, negotiate with a hotel, take find out things to do for the women, their spouses, all that
so
stuff.
you're kind of like a party planner
Yeah.
for meeting.
Yes.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, I forgot about that. And then I would come back and then, have it ready and make the suggestions of what the spouses could do. Of course, the men always like to play golf, so
Right.
that wasn't my cup of tea. So we had somebody else doing the golf part of it. But yeah, and so I would get to
that sounds like a
decide,
cool-
help decide like where should we go, and then we'd go there.
That sounds like
That
a
was
cool
fun.
job.
Yeah, that was fun. And where the first one that I went to was Hilton Head. Can you believe that?
Wow.
It was years ago. But anyway, I love that job. Yeah, I forgot about that.
That's
I love that
cool-
job. But I was
that's a
only
cool
like
job.
25.
That's a good age to do stuff like that. The airline attendant
Yep.
you're talking about, before you married
Yeah,
and settling
that was
in and
great.
stuff.
I loved that job.
That
But it
sounds
played
fun.
out. You know why it played out? Because the economy went bad at that time, and then businesses were didn't want to spend the money to go out of the state and have 3-day, 4-day meetings and all that. So that all changed. Then I said, well, I guess I'm out of here because that was a fun part of my job.
Oh, we used to go to meetings. My dad was a car dealer growing up, and
Yeah.
we'd go, and somebody
Yeah.
had planned it all.
Yes.
We'd go like to Disney World,
Yes.
and they had stuff planned for the whole family.
But I tell you, it's
really
like
cool.
It is cool, but it's like babysitting. I mean,
Is
it's
it?
like you don't really get a lot of time off because you're worried about all the people involved. And,
Well, you have to make sure it goes smoothly, I guess.
Yeah, but anyway, it was fun. It was very stressful, very challenging, but fun at the same time. So that's one of my very favorites.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed working at the horse camp. That was
The
one
horse
of my
camp.
favorite job right now is making cookies, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
just way too fun. But yeah, it was a summer job. I'd have to get up at 4 in the morning, and I couldn't wake anybody in the cabins up, so I'd wash my hair outside in the water spigot because
Yeah.
it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Just shake it dry, put a hat on, and we'd go up to the barn, and we had to get the horses in, so we'd get them in and get them brushed and fed and all that before the kids could ride them. We'd brush them and
that
and it was
sounds
just
fun.
quiet time. We had a little music going in the barn. There was just like 3 of us, and it was really neat. And then the kids would come up to ride, and just they loved it.
You love
So,
animals, don't you?
I do. I love animals.
Well, maybe in
That
this
was
season we
fun.
may be going to a farm.
Ooh.
I don't know. We're working on
I
that.
do. I love animals. So that was fun. I always thought maybe I could be a vet, but I wouldn't like the other side.
Yeah.
I'd like to sit and play with them and make them well, but you can't always do that. And so I thought, well, I can't do that. So I just
Yeah.
like the happy part of animals. They always make me smile.
Yeah.
I like to look at all the videos. So what was your inspiration behind what you do now? Or how you decide what you wanted to do job-wise? Do you have someone or something that helps motivate you or inspire you to go to work every day? Do you have to
Well,
talk
not
yourself
now.
up?
I have to talk to myself.
I did have one of those jobs. I'd have to give myself a pep talk every day before I went in. I'm like, you need to smile. You're only there 6 hours. 6 hours, yeah. Because I only worked 6 hours a day because it was at a psychiatric hospital. And so
Oh,
I'd tell
wow.
myself, you need to smile. You can smile for 6 hours. You need to smile. And I'd walk in, and where I worked, I was double locked behind doors, and I would go out onto the unit at the hospital, and I go, you need to smile. You need to smile. You need to smile. You can do this for 6 hours every day. And I would
yeah.
smile all the way down the hall and do what I need to do, and I'd smile all the way back. And I get behind the double doors and go, oh my gosh, it was hard. Great job, hard. Really, really had to talk to myself every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be in another show we're going to be doing here sometime that we'll be doing this season is about happiness and how to talk to yourself and manage
Yeah.
that. So, see, that's the kind
Yeah.
of stuff I love.
Yeah,
I love that kind of stuff.
yeah.
But I think and I don't want to get in that subject right now because I know that's another show, but we all have that that need to have to work with their mind with that, you know.
Yeah.
But so some of my favorite books that you were asking about inspiring,
Right.
like I like the one that Don't Sweat the Small Stuff at Work. That's a good one. It just kind of puts things in perspective. Like, you know, don't recover quickly if somebody does something that you don't like, and don't hold grudges and all that stuff, because you can catch more flies with honey and stuff like that. You know, it's
You
just a
sound
good
like my
one.
grandma now.
Really?
You can catch more flies with honey.
Well, see, I'd never heard of that until I read that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now, one of my very favorite, I love this one, How to Become a Rainmaker. You know what that is?
No.
You don't know what the Rainmaker is?
No. What's the
Well,
rainmaker?
a rainmaker is the rainmaker is the person like who goes out and makes it happen, and like brings in the crop, brings in the money, brings in the
Like in the strip club.
well,
Make it rain. I got it now.
It's about
I've seen
Jeffrey
people
Fox.
do that on TV.
Well, it's like how to become the rainmaker for your team, or if for yourself, whatever, and the rules of getting and keeping customers and clients. I think this is really good. I love this one. You know, I just love that. See, a lot of people like to read relaxing things, and I wish I really did, but I don't.
So you're more like, I don't want to say self-help, but inspirational or adages and quotes.
Yeah.
I know my daughter loves quotes. She used to have like this book, I guess now they're on her phone. When she would see a quote, she'd like write it down, and she had this
Yeah.
book of quotes, and she wrote them down, and she would put them all up in her bedroom.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then another one I'll talk about in another show. But I love that book too. But I will just say that I don't know. I really wish I could relax and watch and read something. But I tend to move toward those motivational ones that keep my mind moving too much, and that's not really all good. Okay, I'm not saying that's good, because you never can sometimes relax your mind.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I took up all the sections. He said we're gonna have a break. Sorry.
Okay, we'll be back.
Southern
Sassy. Welcome back. We're going to talk now about our role models. Is there someone that has inspired you along your job journey?
No, well, yes, I'll have to
Okay.
say there have been people that have inspired me. I'm going to go back to first grade.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe third grade. You know, when you learn how to write cursive.
Right.
Well, they don't do that now, but what, third grade or something like
Yeah,
that? Well,
sounds right.
I'm left-handed. So my teacher, Miss Hunt, you know how left-handers will usually write like this?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she had me change that whole thing and write like this, like a right-hand person would do.
Oh, wow.
So she inspired me to have, you know, just
how
you know how
nice.
teachers can inspire you, but
Right.
But go ahead, who's
I'll
yours?
say my mom's left-handed. She does that. So.
Yeah.
I would almost have to say my grandmother. One of my grandmothers. She my grandfather died in '63, and she never remarried, never took off her wedding band, and she had cataract surgery, and I was like 11 or 12, and I would go over, and back then they wrote checks for payroll. She had a farm. And I'd go over, and she showed me how to write a check and told me why.
Oh, really?
And showed me how to document I paid her bills and how to
nice.
keep up with all your bills and your accounts and all that. And
Whoa.
she kept everything in coffee can and buried it in the yard or put it in this pack house out behind her house. And
Really?
so I learned like record keeping and business when I was like 12 years old. Yeah,
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's-
she's probably my primary role model. Katharine Hepburn, as a famous person, would probably be. I just thought that was a strong woman.
Yeah.
She wore pants, and back then that was kind of, ooh, she's,
Yeah.
you know, hotty
Yeah.
toddy, and so. But yeah, that
You know
was,
who I always liked?
Who?
Who I always wanted to be like and look like? Marlo Thomas. I thought she was just the most dynamite person.
Yeah.
Really. And today she seems like a very strong person.
Yeah.
She's still very involved with her dad, St. Jude's and all
Yeah,
that. But
very
I
true.
don't know. She just always seemed like she was. I used to watch the show That Girl. Do you remember That Girl?
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to be that girl.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh gosh, I know.
loved her.
She was gorgeous.
Yeah.
It was a great show.
Yeah.
When you see it in reruns, it was kind of cool.
Yeah. So I always thought, I don't know, I always had this connection with her, and I didn't even know her. But there was like, it was some kind of connection. Maybe it's because we had the same color hair and we had the
At
bangs.
the time, she had brown hair.
Black, wasn't
Oh,
it?
well,
Like
was it
real,
black?
real, real black. I think it was black. But anyway.
Are there any modern day role models that inspire you today?
Days.
Because I'm going to tell you, every day I'm inspired by my husband. I watch my husband get up and go to work.
Aw, that's nice.
And for what he does, I mean, because he's really smart. I learn something every day being married to him, which that's a bonus. But he's got such a good, big heart, and he's so smart. And just to watch him go and do what he does every day, I'm like, okay.
Aw,
and I
that's
get to go bake
sweet.
cookies. Sometimes I feel bad, and then sometimes I'm like, no, I don't.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Well, I'll say, speaking of husbands, that my husband has the most patience of any man I've ever seen, seriously. And you have to have a lot of patience with me because I am like, really? All the time. And he'll take me shopping when we used to shop, for hours and not, he's just got a lot of patience.
Really?
That's very unusual for men, don't you think?
Yeah, I was going to say, my husband's never been shopping with me.
Well, I didn't say he goes shopping. He waits in the car or he waits out in the mall.
My husband's
Really?
never waited in the car or waited in the mall.
Really?
Oh, no. No.
Okay. It's funny how everyone's life is so different. You make cookies and I talk, so.
Well, it's been fun.
Yes,
So,
it has. All right.
once again, we've come to the end of another show.
Have another show. We hope you've enjoyed it. Stay with us and check us out on Facebook as well. Southern Sassy, right?
Southern Sassy.
And we'll see you next time.
Good, and turn. And crossover, finish.
To advertise your business on TV, contact Elliott Media at 706 529 4237.